I turned 110 years old this spring. I've had more time to think than most people will ever get. And I'll tell you something, time has not been kind to my regrets. I have lived through things that would break most people. I have loved, I have lost, and I have spent entire decades getting it wrong. I got it wrong in ways that made me a Karen, even now. If you are young right now, 20, 30, 40 years old, I need you to stop what you're doing, sit down, and listen to me. Not because I'm wise, but because I'm old enough to have buried every mistake you're still making. These are the 7 lessons I learned. Lesson 1. Time does not wait for you to be ready. When I was in my 30s, I was busy. Lord, I was busy. Bills to pay, mouths to feed, a reputation to build. I told myself, Martha, one day you'll slow down. One day you'll enjoy this life you're working so hard for. That day never came. Not because I was unlucky, but because time doesn't stop and wait for you to finish being afraid. It just keeps moving. I remember standing at my kitchen window one Tuesday morning. My husband Thomas was sitting outside on the porch steps watching the birds. He called into me, Martha, come sit with me. I said, I can't, Thomas. There's too much to do. That moment, I've never stopped thinking about that moment. Because 3 years later, Thomas was gone. And I would give everything I have left to sit on that porch with him. The time you have right now, this Tuesday morning, this ordinary evening, that is not a rehearsal. That is your life. And one day you will want it back desperately.
Lesson 2. The people you love won't always be there. I loved Thomas. I loved him more than anything in this world. But I didn't always show it. Not the way I should have. When you're young and living beside someone every day, you start to believe they'll just always be there. You take their laugh for granted. You take the sound of them moving around in the kitchen at night for granted. You take the warmth of them next to you for granted. Thomas died on a Wednesday in October. He was 46 years old, heart attack, no warning, no goodbye. And I stood in that empty house for weeks, just listening for sounds that weren't coming anymore. The week before he died, I'd been frustrated with him. I don't even remember why. Something small, something that meant nothing. I'd been cold with him for 3 days. 3 days. 3 days I could have spent loving him, and I spent them being proud instead. If you have someone who loves you right now, today, put this down. Go tell them, not tomorrow, not when things calm down, now. Because tomorrow is a promise none of us were actually given. Lesson 3. Your body is keeping score. These hands. These hands have worked every day of my life since I was 8 years old. I was proud of that. I thought hard work meant I was strong, but I never rested, never truly rested. I ate whatever was fast, slept whatever hours were left over after everyone else was taken care of. I told myself, I'll take care of myself later. Later. That word has cost me more than I can count. By my 50s, my body had already started sending me letters, pain, fatigue, aches I couldn't explain. I ignored them all. Too busy, too needed, too proud to be fragile. Your body is not a machine. It is a living, breathing record of every time you pushed it past its limit and never thanked it. Every late night, every skipped meal, every "I'll sleep when I'm dead." At 110 years old, I promise you, your body remembers. Sleep. Please sleep. Walk. Breathe. Sit in the sun for 10 minutes and do nothing. Not because you're lazy, but because you are worth maintaining. The only home you will ever truly live in is the one you were born in. Take care of it. Lesson 4. Money will never fill the hole you think it will. Oh, the things I did for money, the hours I gave it, the evenings I gave it, the weekends, the summers, the years. I grew up poor, child, real poor, the kind of poor where you count every grain of rice. So when I started making money, good money, I held on to it like it was God's own proof that I had finally made it. I thought if I had enough, I would finally feel safe, finally feel free, finally feel enough. But the number in the bank kept growing, and the hole in my chest stayed exactly the same size. Because money is not the answer to a question about love. And I had been asking the wrong question for 30 years. The happiest days of my life were not the days I made the most money. They were Sundays, Thomas and I sitting on that porch. No bills paid, nothing fixed, nothing solved. Just him and me and the sound of Georgia in the summer. I didn't know until he was gone that those Sundays were the whole point. If you're chasing money right now, I understand. Lord, I understand. But don't let the chase swallow the life that's happening around you while you run. Lesson 5. The life you didn't live will haunt you. When I was 19 years old, I wanted to be a teacher. Not a school teacher, a real teacher. College, books, young minds. I'd been offered a scholarship to study in Atlanta. I didn't take it. My family needed me home. My mother was sick. My father was tired. And a girl from our town didn't do things like that. I told myself I was being responsible. I told myself it was the right thing. And maybe it was. But I never stopped wondering who I would have been. I don't tell you this so you'll feel sorry for me. I tell you this because I see you, carrying that same hesitation, that same dream you keep talking yourself out of. It's not practical. People like me don't do things like that. Maybe next year? I know those words. I invented those words. At 110 years old, I can tell you this with complete certainty. You will not regret the things you tried and failed at. You will only regret the things you were too afraid to try at all. The unlived life is the heaviest thing a person carries. Don't let it be yours. Lesson 6. Unforgiveness is a poison you drink alone. I had a sister. Her name was June. We didn't speak for 18 years. I couldn't tell you now exactly why. Something about money. Something about our mother. Something about words spoken in anger that neither of us had the grace to take back. 18 years, 18 Christmases, 18 birthdays, 18 years of two sisters living in the same small state, never picking up the phone. I told myself I was right, and maybe I was. But I will tell you what being right got me. It got me 18 years of missing my sister. It got me a coldness in my chest that didn't lift for a long time. And it got me a phone call one morning telling me she was gone. We made peace before she died. Barely. A few months, a few letters, a few phone calls. It wasn't enough. It was never going to be enough. But it was something. And I have thanked God every day since that I didn't wait one more day. Whoever hurt you, I'm not asking you to pretend they didn't. I'm asking you to stop letting them live rent-free in the best years of your life. Forgiveness is not a gift you give to them. It is a gift
Lesson
you
7.
give to
The present
yourself.
moment is the only life you actually have. I spent the first 60 years of my life either living in the past or worrying about the future. Back and forth, like a rocking chair that never goes anywhere. I think about a summer afternoon. I must have been about 42. Thomas reached over and took my hand. Didn't say anything, just held it. That moment was perfect, absolutely, completely perfect. I am 110 years old, and that is one of the best memories I have. Life is in the small moments. We just keep looking past them. I'm not telling you these things to make you sad. I'm telling you because sadness is what happens when it's too late to change. And you still have time. You have this evening. You have the people still living who love you. You have that dream still breathing somewhere inside you. Use them. Please, child, use them. I've had 110 years on this earth. And if I could send one thing back through time, back to the girl I was at 20, it wouldn't be money, but this. Stop, look up, look at who's sitting next to you, and love them like you already know how short this is. Because it is.